welcome to the Car Podcast. I mentioned briefly in my last episode of the podcast how my past has really triggered me. I was in both an emotionally and a physically abusive relationship that lasted for about 2.5 years. It traumatized me to the point I felt like I couldn't make decisions on my own. I was manipulated in a way that I felt like I couldn't decide who my own friends were. I wasn't sure of myself anymore. Like, after that relationship hit, I really didn't know who I was. I felt like I had to fill a void. Once I jumped out of the relationship, I felt like I needed someone in order to feel loved. But not even that. I think it was like the dopamine high of like having sex with someone gave me like this feeling of love. I was feeling this space in my heart that I couldn't fill anyway besides that, I guess, which sounds really messed up. I can definitely say that I've matured in a lot of ways. I don't feel like I need someone in order to feel loved. Like, I've really learned to really love myself in my own presence and not feel like I have to have other people to go out and do things, which is like a massive improvement in my life. I think if I watched some of my older videos, which are super cringy, I don't think I would ever watch any of my older videos. It kind of like is like a trauma response to me in a way. I have to realize that that is a part of me. It's not like I can just sweep it under the rug and pretend like it didn't happen. Like, yeah, I used to make videos. Is I couldn't do anything by myself. I constantly felt like if I went anywhere, I needed someone to do that. But now I feel so much more independent. I don't really need to rely on anyone, which I love. Things that I really find beneficial in a relationship is maturity and communication. Those are my takeaways. I think is look for someone with really good communication and maturity. But once again, I can't really tell you what to look for because I guess it's just personal preference. But I think through my experience personally, I think those are two things I crave the most. I don't want to go into specifics in any way, shape, or form, but I did date this guy for a while and I fell in love with who he was as a person, like his characteristic values, his characteristic traits, that I ignored all the red flags that I was actually being shown. I'd show up late, he would blow me off. Towards the end of it, he would always be the one making me pay. Those are some definite red flags. I want someone that's 100% about me, and I just haven't been able to find that, and I don't have the time and the energy to waste on people to treat me like garbage again. I can say that I am definitely to a point in my life that I can value myself and feel loved by myself. I kind of just want to go away from the ooey gooiness and let's just talk about Post Malone. Is it just me? Or does Post Malone's new album he came out with sound nothing like him at all? It's completely auto-tuned. You know who actually reminds me of? Justin Bieber. Specifically, his song called I Like You. It doesn't even coherently sound like Post Malone. Close my eyes and I just listen to it. It sounds like Justin Bieber. Cooped Up is a little auto-tuned. I can't really say it gives me as much of a cringe as I Like You. I'm not saying I Like You is a bad song. It's just, it turns me away from it. It makes me not want to listen to Post Malone. And that's probably not a thing that you want to say when you're listening to someone's music. It just gives me bad vibes. Does it give anyone else bad vibes? Listen to I Like You by Post Malone and compare it to like Feeling Whitney, even like Rockstar. Does it even remotely sound like Post Malone, or am I just going nuts? Last but not least, I guess I will dabble into the topic of narcissists. The only reason why I'm bringing this up is at my job currently, I'm into a narcissist. So there's a table directly behind the host stand. There was a guy and there was this kid, and he was dressed in like business clothes. He was like really nicely dressed, and they asked for a table of 3. He immediately got on his phone and he started to call someone. So he calls someone up, and this is the end that I hear. Hey, I just got a table for 3. We're waiting for you. Did you want me to get you anything? And there's like a brief moment of silence waiting for the response. And they go, oh, no, you don't need that. I'm just gonna get you what I get. And then he can eat whatever you don't eat. All right? No, you don't need that. All right, good. Sounds good. See you soon. Bye. Basically, from that end of the conversation that I heard directly behind me was essentially him calling someone up, asking them if they wanted anything, proceeding to tell them that they don't need that and that they're gonna decide what they eat. Like, what? Excuse you? I wasn't really sure at the time, like, who he was talking to. I was like, there's no way he's talking to, like, his buddy like that. A girl shows up. I recognize the girl. She's holding, like, Gucci bags, Louis Vuitton bags. Like, she just got back from the mall, essentially. She throws all the bags down and she sits down. Immediately, the waiter asks the girl, like, hey, did you want anything? And she says what she wants. And the guy goes, no, don't give her that. We've already got her water. She doesn't need that. In my head, I'm like, holy shit, this guy's a dick. Pulled out medications, and she starts to like take them at the table with her water. And the guy immediately stops her and says, no, you're not going to take that at the table. Go to the bathroom. That's so disrespectful. Why would you take medicines at the table? That is disrespectful. Go to the bathroom now. Like, forcing her away from the table. In my head, I'm like, okay, I don't know if they're in a relationship or if they have like a certain courtesy. Maybe they have an issue with like eating or doing stuff at the table. Maybe they don't give each other enough attention. But it seems these two are divorced, and I think they're divorced for a reason, because he's just so demanding. He's a narcissist. Like, he's literally telling her what to do and how to do it and why. And she goes, it's fine. I need to take my medicine. And he's like, yeah, but you're not doing it at the table, basically. So she goes and takes her medicine, and the kid follows her, like running, sprinting in circles just around her, going to the bathroom. So they come back, and the waiter starts to ask them like what they want to eat, and you know, the kid interrupts and says, I want pancakes. And the guy screams at the kid and says, no, you're not getting pancakes. You only get pancakes on the weekend. You know this. And he goes, Mom gives me pancakes on weekdays. Mom gave me pancakes on a Thursday. And then he looks at him and goes, no, she does not give you pancakes on weekdays. Like, that's insane. Don't even start that. And the kid screams, Mom, tell him how you bought me pancakes on Thursday. And then finally, I guess the mom got tired of hearing the kid screaming, that eventually she was like, yeah, I do give him pancakes on weekdays. Whenever he's a good boy, I like to praise him. That's just how I praise him. And he's like, that's not the right thing to do. He's not going to be healthy. I can't believe you. Like, why would you do that to our kid? And everything that he was saying was just triggering this past relationship I'd been in, like telling me what to do and how to do it. Last thing I want to mention is the conversation where the little boy goes, I am not eating this gluten-free toast. I want pancakes. And he goes, no, you're not getting pancakes. And the woman says, he's not going to eat the gluten-free toast. Let's get him a croissant. And he goes, no, he doesn't need a croissant. He goes, actually, I have leftover croissant in my truck. Do you want to go grab it? And she goes, no, you can just order him one. They have them here. And he goes, I already have one. There's no need to order one. We're not ordering him a croissant. This is insane. And then he goes, here's the keys. Go get the croissant, and then he can eat that. And his phone rings in the midst of it. She goes, no, I'm not getting him his croissant. And the thing is, they seem broken up, so I don't know why he would tell her to go out to the vehicle if they weren't together. So that's the part I don't really quite understand. She did sound foreign, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the situation. This is just me like listening and like kind of gauging. It sounds like they're broken up, but then if they were broken up, why would he demand her to go to the car? And his phone rings, and he steps out. And the girl actually asked the waiter for a croissant. And by the time they actually got the croissant brought to the table, the guy comes back from the phone call, looks at the server as they sit the croissant down. He goes, no, we do not want a croissant. We want the bill. We need the bill now. Starting to stand up before the bills even get signed. And it was just like a weird experience in general. It reminded me like a shit ton about being in a toxic relationship or just knowing a narcissist. And I don't know, I walked away from that conversation just feeling like I don't know, like I felt bad for the lady. Like, no one deserves to be treated like that. Like, nothing she said demanded that response. You know, he politely could have told her, hey, can you please go take your medicine in the bathroom? Like, I don't appreciate you taking them at the table. But the way he worded things was just not okay, in my opinion, and maybe that's where, you know, I wouldn't be able to sit in that situation. I think the more I mature and the more I grow, I realize that if someone said something like that to me, I would not take it. Not a slight bit of me would take it. I would stand up and I would walk out. Let me know if you guys have ever been in a situation with narcissists. How did you go about it? Or have you ever like witnessed that conversation? I don't know. I just think the whole guy in general was just super rude, and the way he handled things was super rude and uncalled for. That is going to conclude the end of my car podcast. Hopefully that wasn't like a really short episode. This week I want to dabble into jobs a little bit and kind of like where I'm at in that idea. what it's like working for a corporation that you thought was going to go well, but is definitely not going well. I never want to be specific about certain instances because I have to realize that I'm not all-knowing, and these are just my experiences, and I never want to single out an individual in my life or single out experiences and say that certain things that people do are necessarily like incorrect. I know that life is a process, and it's going to take a long while until I have like an actual career in the film industry, and I have to just keep applying to those kind of jobs. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more of these, let me know, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye. Toodles.